Greece and Turkey share a complex and often tumultuous history. The two nations, neighbors across the Aegean Sea, have been intertwined for centuries. This long and intertwined past is marked by periods of cooperation and coexistence. However, it is also marred by conflict and mistrust. These tensions continue to shape the relationship between Greece and Turkey today. The roots of this complex relationship can be traced back to antiquity. The two regions share a heritage that includes the rise and fall of empires, cultural exchange, and religious differences. This complex tapestry of shared history has left an indelible mark on the social, political, and cultural fabric of both nations. Understanding this intertwined past is crucial to comprehending the present-day dynamics between Greece and Turkey. From the Byzantine Empire to the Ottoman conquest and the birth of modern Greece, historical events have shaped the perceptions and narratives that continue to influence relations between the two countries. This essay will delve into the historical and modern conflicts between Greece and Turkey, exploring key events and their lasting impact on the relationship between these two pivotal nations in the Eastern Mediterranean. The Ottoman Empire's expansion into the Balkans in the 14th century marked a turning point in the history of Greece and Turkey. The conquest of Constantinople in 1453 ended the Byzantine Empire and began Ottoman rule over Greece. For nearly 4 centuries, Greek lands were part of the Ottoman domain, experiencing significant cultural and religious transformations. The Greek War of Independence in 1821 marked a pivotal moment, driven by the desire for self-determination. The legacy of Ottoman rule continues to shape contemporary relations between Greece and Turkey. The late 19th and early 20th centuries witnessed a period of significant upheaval in southeastern Europe. The decline of the Ottoman Empire and the rise of nationalism among the Balkan peoples led to a series of conflicts known as the Balkan Wars. These wars, fought between 1912 and 1913, had a profound impact on the geopolitical landscape of the region, redrawing borders and shaping the destinies of nations. Greece, having achieved independence from the Ottoman Empire in 1832, emerged as a key player in the Balkan Wars. Driven by a desire to reclaim historical Greek lands still under Ottoman control, Greece joined forces with other Balkan nations, including Serbia, Bulgaria, and Montenegro, to challenge Ottoman dominance. The Balkan Wars resulted in significant territorial gains for Greece, expanding its borders and strengthening its position in the region. Greece's successes in these wars, however, came at a cost, exacerbating tensions with Turkey and setting the stage for future conflicts. The aftermath of the Balkan Wars saw a surge in nationalist sentiment in both Greece and Turkey. The displacement of populations and the competition for territory and resources created a volatile atmosphere that would have lasting consequences. Following the First World War and the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, Greece saw an opportunity to further its territorial ambitions in Asia Minor, where a significant Greek population resided. This ambition, fueled by nationalist aspirations and encouraged by the Allied powers, led to the Greco-Turkish War of 1919 to 1922. The Greek campaign in Asia Minor initially met with success, but the Turkish nationalist forces, led by Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, mounted a fierce resistance. The war, marked by brutality and atrocities on both sides, ended in a decisive Turkish victory. The defeat of the Greek army in Asia Minor had catastrophic consequences for the Greek population of the region. The Treaty of Lausanne, signed in 1923, officially ended the war and led to a massive population exchange between Greece and Turkey. Over 1 million Greeks were forced to leave their homes in Turkey and resettle in Greece, while hundreds of thousands of Muslims were displaced from Greece to Turkey. This forced exchange of populations, while intended to create more ethnically homogeneous states, resulted in immense suffering and loss. The Greco-Turkish War and the subsequent Treaty of Lausanne left a deep scar on the relationship between the two countries. The war and the population exchange created a legacy of resentment and mistrust that continues to influence relations to this day. Section 5. Divided Island, the Cyprus Conflict. The island of Cyprus, located in the eastern Mediterranean Sea, has been a focal point of conflict between Greece and Turkey for decades. After centuries of Ottoman rule, Cyprus became a British colony in the 19th century. In 1960, Cyprus gained independence from Britain under a power-sharing agreement between the Greek Cypriot and Turkish Cypriot communities. However, this fragile peace was short-lived. In 1974, a Greek Cypriot coup d'état, supported by the military junta then ruling Greece, sought to unite Cyprus with Greece. This coup triggered a Turkish military intervention, citing the need to protect the Turkish Cypriot population. The Turkish invasion led to the de facto division of the island, with Turkey establishing control over the northern third of Cyprus. The Turkish-occupied area declared its independence in 1983, forming the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, or TRNC, which is recognized only by Turkey. The Cyprus conflict has had a significant impact on relations between Greece and Turkey. The presence of Turkish troops in Cyprus remains a major point of contention, and efforts to reunify the island have been met with limited success. The Cyprus issue continues to cast a long shadow over the eastern Mediterranean, hindering cooperation and fueling tensions between Athens and Ankara. Section 6. Troubled Waters, the Aegean Sea Disputes. The Aegean Sea, dotted with thousands of islands, is a flashpoint in Greece-Turkey relations. Disagreements over territorial waters, airspace, and the continental shelf have led to numerous confrontations. Greece claims a 12 nautical mile limit, while Turkey recognizes only 6. Turkey fears a wider Greek territorial sea would restrict its naval access. Greece maintains a 10 nautical mile airspace limit, while Turkey recognizes only 6. This discrepancy has led to frequent dogfights, raising concerns about escalation. The EMEA-Kardak crisis in 1996 brought Greece and Turkey to the brink of war. More recently, in July 2024, Turkish warships confronted an Italian research vessel. These disputes have significant implications for regional security and stability. Section 7. New Millennium. Old Tensions. Geopolitical Challenges in the 21st Century. The turn of the 21st century brought new challenges and opportunities to the Eastern Mediterranean, further complicating the relationship between Greece and Turkey. The discovery of significant hydrocarbon reserves in the region sparked a new wave of competition for energy resources. Greece, Cyprus, and Israel have sought to cooperate in developing these resources, much to the consternation of Turkey. Ankara, feeling excluded from the regional energy equation, has asserted its own claims in the Eastern Mediterranean, raising tensions with its neighbors. Adding to the complexity is the ongoing migration crisis. Both Greece and Turkey have been on the front lines of the influx of refugees and migrants, fleeing conflict and poverty in the Middle East and Africa. While both countries have struggled to manage the flow of migrants, the issue has strained relations, with accusations of pushbacks and human rights violations. The convergence of these geopolitical challenges has created a volatile environment in the Eastern Mediterranean. The competition for energy resources, coupled with the ongoing migration crisis and the unresolved disputes in the Aegean Sea, has heightened tensions and increased the risk of miscalculation. In this context, finding common ground and fostering cooperation between Greece and Turkey remains a significant challenge. Section 8. Erdogan's Ambitions, the Blue Homeland Doctrine. Under the leadership of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, Turkey has adopted a more assertive foreign policy, particularly in the Eastern Mediterranean. This assertiveness is perhaps best exemplified by Turkey's Blue Homeland Doctrine, a maritime strategy that seeks to expand Turkey's sphere of influence in the region. The Blue Homeland Doctrine, championed by Turkish nationalists, envisions a Turkey with control over vast swaths of the Eastern Mediterranean, encompassing areas claimed by Greece, Cyprus, and other littoral states. This expansionist vision is based on a maximalist interpretation of Turkey's maritime boundaries and has been met with concern and opposition from Turkey's neighbors. Turkey's pursuit of the Blue Homeland Doctrine has manifested in various ways, including increased naval activity in the Eastern Mediterranean, exploration for hydrocarbons in disputed waters, and the signing of a controversial maritime boundary agreement with Libya. These actions have been widely condemned by Greece, Cyprus, and the European Union as violations of international law and have further strained relations in the region. The Blue Homeland Doctrine reflects Turkey's growing ambitions as a regional power and its desire to secure its interests in the energy-rich Eastern Mediterranean. However, Turkey's assertive pursuit of this doctrine has raised concerns about its commitment to international law and its willingness to cooperate with its neighbors. Section 9. A complex web: international relations and alliances. Greece and Turkey's relationship is complicated by their international alliances. Both are NATO members, yet they engage in provocative actions against each other. The Aegean Sea disputes strain their alliance, with frequent airspace violations. Greece is in the EU, while Turkey's membership bid has stalled. The US, an ally to both, navigates their disputes, recognizing their strategic importance. Navigating these complexities to foster cooperation remains a significant challenge. Section 10. A glimmer of hope. Potential for cooperation. Despite the long history of conflict and mistrust between Greece and Turkey, there are glimmers of hope for improved relations and cooperation. Both countries have a tradition of providing each other with assistance during natural disasters, such as earthquakes and wildfires. These acts of solidarity demonstrate the potential for cooperation, even amidst political tensions. There are also existing mechanisms for dialogue and cooperation, such as the High-Level Cooperation Council, the Confidence Building Measures Council, and the Exploratory Talks Committee. While these mechanisms have not always been successful in resolving major disputes, they provide a framework for communication and confidence building. Furthermore, there are potential areas for future collaboration, such as renewable energy projects and tourism. Both countries have significant potential for renewable energy development, and cooperation in this area could benefit both economies and contribute to regional stability. The tourism industry, a major source of revenue for both countries, could also benefit from increased cooperation and the promotion of joint ventures. For cooperation to flourish, however, both sides need to approach the relationship with a spirit of compromise and a willingness to address long-standing grievances. This requires political will and a commitment to finding mutually acceptable solutions. The path to lasting peace and stability in the Eastern Mediterranean requires both Greece and Turkey to look beyond their differences and recognize their shared interests.